Greetings and welcome to my dear followers. Welcome to the energy of Taurus. The second house is open. This is the house of manifestation after the Fool's journey. We move into a Venusian look on earthly matters, okay, as well as the possibilities that revolve around the dream world, materializing into the real world through the energy of the Hierophant, okay. Today we shall be looking with a discerning eye into the karmas that may exist for the energies of Taurus as it pertains to its congruency or incongruency with certain karmas of a specific or significant other. Okay. Basically, this other can be a person, place, or thing. Okay, or person that has a degree of significance in terms of altering or affecting the fixity of Taurus. Okay, that is through the energy of the seventh house and the energy of Scorpio, which is transformational Mars, introverted Mars energy. So we'll go ahead and begin now with a small pre-read and move directly into the reading known as the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun. I do thank you for supporting the channel and its contents, and your consideration for future readings if possible. I am available for private readings as well. The channel is also open to donations for the Order of the Twin Sun. Thank you. There is a way of breaking free from fixed ways of thinking that have been entrenched by the energy of Gemini, okay? That is through friends, through networks, through connections. Communication has been a bit stifling, okay? Now there is liberty in this, liberty in the way things have been thought of in the past, the structures of the mind being limiting in a certain way, either yours or for others, putting restrictions on you, okay? Now there is liberty, something to be gained, something to the path of exploring the unknown in terms of thinking, in terms of bringing forward modes of truth, truthful representation, okay? That is that is represented the Eight of Swords in the reverse, okay? There also is, if this is resonant for you, there is a degree of um, it's not doubt, it's a way of understanding and being affected by this, by breaking free from it. There is a way to understand the growing pains of it all, a way to think about certain things. You have to be careful because there is a degree of toxicity within this thought line. The advice is so far, yes, I told you, the Three of Swords is cropping up pretty heavily here. If there's something where you felt entrapped in a way of thinking, okay, now there is a clear understanding of that. But don't be too detrimental in terms of this. Don't be too hard on yourself if you finally have found the key to breaking free from a way or mode of psychology, okay, psychological um, malfunctioning or hindrances of your own free liberty when it comes to formulating your own thoughts. There is something here that moves, okay, into the new earth, into a way of becoming propriety, an author of your own earth, whatever earth you're bringing about. There's a lot of feminine energy here that is divine in nature. There also is a platform that emerges, okay? The Two of Swords being here, an element of stagnation in this new path of freedom, okay? free thinking. You have to walk through the gateway of a number of choices, become a master of your own design, to understand how the ways and modes of thinking that have been proving stagnant have created a type of numbing effect. The idea here is to silence the mind. There's a path here of a lot of thinking, okay, ruminations in the deep noir of the solstice, the winter solstice, and all that entails, the deep dark of the day, at least in the northern hemisphere. There is an understanding, excuse me, of ways and modes of thinking that have been divergent, that have been a place of crisis. Okay, but this crisis is not real. There is something about the whole formulation of thoughts that take the path of abstraction. So there needs to be some sort of fixed way of grounding the energy. And in the near future, I see nothing but goodness in terms of that karma. If you're going through pain, there is an element of growing pain that revolves around the exploration of thoughts. These thoughts eventually becoming a way, an aesthetic for you to live by, to think by. And this will give you a faux, an artificial sense of truth. Okay, the mind is limited only to its own degree of expansion, and then it collapses. There's an expansive quality and a contractive quality of every single thought we have. This is the ebb and flow of consciousness. This is the very mana, the very thought stuff that makes our universe and constitutes our own consciousness. Okay. So you have to be mindful that these are apt to collapse to the point of numbness, to the point of complete disintegration. And this is the breaking point, okay, in which you find grounding, or you find a way to bring forward platforms that would be relevant for Taurus to situate and fixate on, okay, as if you're looking for new fields of springtime, something like this. I'm going to use... Yes. Okay. For the Great Mirror, I'm going to use this deck in particular. It's a rarity that I use this deck. 1983, the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot deck, double-banded with vegetable braid. So we'll go ahead and get started with this reading. 1983. Here we go. The Great Mirror. Please use your own discernment. Know that images are by their very nature deceiving. So we shall look into what may be apparent in the Great Mirror. Note that these are reflections, okay, and also portals into potential realities. This will not resonate for everyone. If it does for you, please keep it secret. Okay, we are elevating Venus into extroversion. So there is the elevation of thoughts we're going to see here. Okay, Taurus in true form with the Hierophant, Temperance in reverse, as well as the Three of Pentacles in reverse. You're dealing with someone here that has a bit of a power complex, okay? And this power complex is not a bad thing. There is a realm that is gifted to them, and they use it in order to bring forward the quality of the stave, okay? Staves, the King of Rods with the stave, the Ace of Rod there, also the Hermit here with the stave of traveling, the stave of also the occult, secret nature of channeling, okay? Also, we have here the Ace of Rods within the Don Quixote of the deck, the Knight of Rods. So with these staves, there is a magical quality to this person. The staves usually indicate not only um, the esoteric realm, but also uh, the realm of extreme delusion. The dragon's head and tail um, are represented through staves, through the energy of fire. Okay, and its conveyance of that. There's something that they bring in terms of this connection that has to do with the release of idealisms. But then these idealisms are the very thing that constitute what they're trying to bring forward in terms of either romance or play or a creation of some sort. There is a destructive quality to the fire that burns within them, making them desires, but also bringing forward a desire that may be a little bit hard to handle. Okay, it's a very deep one too, because we have here the sun's energy, but also I'm reading here Scorpio as well as Virgo's energy. Okay, so that's the 6th and 8th houses. The ability to go very deeply within. That is something that they're doing. They're converting, in a way, their power into the sort of secret occult. Okay, that's not a bad thing. So there is an awakening here. It has to do with the path that they're on, that they've always been on. Okay, the thing is that in the very deep modus operandi here, there is the Knight of Rods in the reverse. This is someone who has to deal with realisms, especially realisms on the unconscious level, things that come to light, that are brought forward by their very being, makes them a bit jaded. It forces them to modes of not being able to express romance or pleasure, or the ability to bring war to the table, to bring passion. There's something about this that is passionless. Consciously, though, I think there is an element here of reflection, because the Hierophant is here with the Hierophant stave, which is an interesting caduceus there, as you can see that. Hierophant, of course, is pointing above, not pointing below, as the magician does. So this is the realm of sublimation. Okay, so this is the idea that we can take the natural world, the natural order, invest into it our time and energy, resources, into the real world, and then make them transcend in some sort of way. Okay, that's the typical motif of bringing property, either your body or your soul, which you can, you can claim property on. Not that that really matters, at least in my own personal philosophical standpoint. But that aside, there's the Christian motif of bringing forward, or even the Egyptian motif of bringing gifts into the afterlife, Nordic as well, bringing wealth into the afterlife. So this is something that is interesting, because both of you are enthroned. There's an empowerment here. What emerges out of it? The Hanged Man. Okay. We also have here the Magician in reverse. We mentioned the Magician earlier. And the Page of Pentacles. There's something about this connection in particular that helps you to take worldly connections, okay, or worldly labels, and sublimate them, making them holy. There's something about you that represents a contract that they are trying to initiate in some sort of way, and there's no fail in their initiation. The problem is that the Hierophant also deals with chastity, deals with sannyas, which is like the priesthood elements, okay? The renunciation of the world, even though the Hierophant as well as Taurus's energy is all about attaining that. The mystery of that is in the finger of God, okay? That is what Taurus points to is Scorpio, the opposite, right? And then the houses next to Scorpio, that is the 7th and the 9th houses, okay? So what we can learn from this is through the other, a devotion to that other, some sort of spiritual transcendence. Okay, the gateway opens through another. The gateway of ascension opens through another. Okay, yet the idea also encompasses the sannyas element of it. This is renunciation, not being able to appease everyone that is at the feet of the Hierophant. Okay, but there are followers. Perhaps there's something about you that needs to sublimate all this, that needs to take the energy of one of the great teachers, okay, that is Jupiter, and to convert that in some sort of way. But I don't think you're really interested in that. There's something about this that reminds me of impatience when it comes to the higher order, something that you may be devoted to. There also is something about, excuse me, about the Three of Pentacles here, about this connection not representing the order, about it not sort of sufficing in terms of that. There's a need to find balance, but there can't be something that you would sacrifice, something in terms of time, energy, resources, or reality, something that you wouldn't sacrifice in terms of that, because the order is not here. It's difficult in terms of that. Okay, there is a rebellious quality, and both of you are very quite guilty of this rebellious quality in the Hanged Man. Okay, the realm of Aquarius and the 11th house. Okay, this presents a type of obstacle. There's a goal here and there's an obstacle in terms of both of your energies' ability to reach out in a proper way and to create some sort of alchemy. Okay, because the path of alchemy is here with Gemini as well as Sagittarius. That is the axis of alchemy. Where we become students of a craft, we master that craft into perfection until it becomes sublimated into something that is next level, is otherworldly in the 9th house. We also have here the Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups. Okay, Six of Swords versus the Seven of Cups. There's something here about cardinal error, the ability to make peace by avoiding emotional intensities, okay? But these emotional intensities are the very thing, the very fabric that defines such a connection. There also is here the Hermit, who shifts from garb, okay? So he shifts from one cloak to another, okay? But same dude, and Hermit's a lot older than the Magician. So there's something here about the light being brought forward, and the Magician pointing to the ground of the Hermit, the left foot of the Hermit. Okay, and feet are very interesting because usually it's the left foot that remains grounded. Okay, so the Hermit seeks ground, temperance, as well as the Star card. There's something about the left foot that is very important, usually in terms of grounding, okay? Grounding to the Earth's energy. At any rate, what I see here is a type of darker form of binding, okay? A darker magic, okay? That revolves around this energy. It binds the Hanged Man as well. It binds the root of the 3rd house. Okay, so if there's binding on the 3rd house, there's something about the inability to master something, to not be able to become a master of something, of the very elementary forces of such a connection. Therefore, what emerges is a conscious decision to appropriate the Hanged Man's energy, which is it's not stagnant, it's thoughtfulness. It's not stagnation, it's thoughtfulness that emerges out of this. So what is being thought about? Let's see. Okay, the inability to produce on one end and on the other. There has to be a sacrifice here, but it can't be made. Something about realities being extremely oppressive in some sort of way. Extremely oppressive, like gravity, which is one of the most oppressive forces on this earth, aside from love. I mean, love can be also extremely transcendental. It really depends on how you define that. But gravity, in particular, is terribly debilitating, especially around the solstice, around the points in which the axis of the Earth is tilted to such a degree that we feel gravity, this force of gravity, pull us down even harder, or there's a lopside to it, some sort of degree. So further advice. Yes, there has to be something said about passions here. Passions. there's some form of anger that needs to be released, whatever that means. Hopefully, this is not too much of a deep read. Hopefully, that didn't resonate or it resonated for you. Either way, if you would like a personal, I am available for that. Otherwise, I do wish you the very best of Christmases, and thank you. Bye bye.